Yes, I think definitely that racial unity is a gospel issue because unity is a gospel issue. That one of the great truths of the gospel is that Jesus Christ has united us with one another in the body of Christ. Ephesians is really all about unity through Christ. So it's a gospel issue because unity is a consequence of the gospel. It is because of our union with Christ that we're even able to experience the kind of unity that's described in the book of Ephesians and elsewhere in the New Testament. Well, I hope this isn't too simplistic, but I think first of all, most fundamentally, the most basic threat is the reality of our own sinfulness. That one of the consequences of human sin is that we are by nature exclusive rather than inclusive. That it is easier for us to rule out than it is to include in. And so just the reality of our own innate sinfulness is a challenge. It's, if you want to call it, a threat. I also think that one of the great threats is that we don't really understand how culture works, how human culture works naturally. And the way culture works is, the thing that makes culture sticky is similarity. That's really what makes culture culture. That's why all throughout history, we've always considered ourselves the people, whoever we are, and everybody else is a barbarian. So if I don't understand that dynamic, then I won't realize that I need something other than sort of natural human capacity in order to have a genuinely diverse community. I need a work of God in order for it to really become a reality. Well, first of all, I think one of the things you have to recognize is that he profoundly changed the landscape for us when it comes to racial relations. Not sure anybody has done as much as his life has done to move us toward the kind of world that he describes in his I Have a Dream speech. Well, I think the only thing that gives me hope is Jesus. Jesus is ultimately the only one who can bring the kind of unity that we long for. And I think the minute we forget that, and I think we have a tendency to forget that, and we're leaning into human systems, or we're leaning into political solutions, and we begin to treat a problem that requires a change of heart in a way that we think we just can manage it by either mechanical changes or lobbying or something. The minute we do that, we will lose the battle. So I think Jesus tells us what the future of the church looks like. And that future that we desire, that future of this one community that retains its diversity, that community resides in heaven. Eventually, it will find its way to earth, but that's by a direct action of God. In the meantime, as we move toward that event, we are in the process of what the Bible calls sanctification. We're in the process of growth, transformation, and so my expectation is that Christ, who has been with the church from the beginning, will be with the church in the next 50 years if he should tarry, and he will finish his work. There's no question about that.